Here, these 5 colors down here, I'm on page 143. Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, Misty Moonlight. These are all brand new colors, and we will have them for 2 years. I strongly recommend that if you love those colors or some of those colors and you buy the ink pads, that you buy the ink refill at some point soon rather than waiting till the end, because they always sell out very quickly. So if you're getting the ink pads, you might as well get the ink refills while you're at it. And then we have these 5 colors for another catalog period. I won't say a year because this catalog actually is only going to last 11 months, but we can talk about that later. So for this video, I just want to focus on the Bumblebee. Now, I know yellow isn't always everyone's favorite color, but I think in the right combinations, they can be quite nice. So first I wanted to just show you the selection of yellows that we have at the moment. So this here is Bumblebee. Then we have Mango Melody, So Saffron. Sorry, I take that back. It's Bumblebee, Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight, So Saffron, and Crushed Curry. So you can see that Mango Melody is a lot more orange. Daffodil Delight doesn't have nearly as much brown in it. Let me just pull you out of the shadows, sorry. And then So Saffron is just, there's a lot less tint in it. It's probably actually very much a complementing pair there, but that one's just very pale. And then Crushed Curry has, I would say, more orange, and this has more brown in it. I know the video is probably not the best medium to see colors, but just want to give you an idea. So we had some papers quite a while ago that had paisleys on them, and they had this really lovely combination of the yellow at the time, which I can't remember what it was called now, but it was kind of in the neighborhood of these dark brown yellows, and Suede and Pool Party. So from memory, I pulled that color combination out of my head and came up with this little card this afternoon for you. So this one is not really a beginner one, so I've pre-done a lot of stuff, just otherwise the video might be half an hour long, but just wanted to put it together quickly for you. I like yellow too, Leonie. I've grown to like yellow, and it's really great for flower centers and little accents and stuff. But sometimes in the right color combination and the right doses, yellow can actually be, the star as well. So what I've done here is put So Saffron, Bumblebee, and Crushed Curry together, so you can see how they actually work so nicely together. But you can also see their differences as well, because I know sometimes in the book it's really hard to tell how they look quite similar. So let me just pull you to the side. So I've got a Pool Party card base, which is different for me, as in normally I use the neutrals for my card bases, but you know how kind of sometimes you have this vision in your head of what you're gonna make, and it ends up all different in the end. And this was one of those afternoons. I think I was getting really tired. So then I have a mat for the front of the card, and I'm just going to go over that with crumb cake and a sponge, because this color combination to me is very, can I say the word, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like old Western sort of color. And so to me it was very vintage looking, like old cowboys. Just the browns and the blues and the yellows. I don't know. That's just what the memories it evokes in me. Maybe my dad had a shirt that color or something. I don't know. Anyway, then I have also cut a piece of, this happens to be shimmer white, but you could use white or you could use vanilla. And I've actually cut it the same size. And I'm just going to go over the edges lightly with the crumb cake. And I'm just going to use what's still on the sponge, so it's very light. And then I'm going to put that on my card base. And I'm going to do it a little bit crooked. I did this technique on a card a few months ago now, and I quite like it. Especially when you just have a few layers, it just adds a little interest. And I'm just adhering through the middle so the sides can kind of poke up a little bit if they want. Now you'll notice now, because I've inked this panel, it's actually quite a different color than the card base now, so I might just go over that just lightly so that they actually coordinate. Okay, so those are just some design tips for you. Now I've gone ahead and made this little panel before I started the video. So what I did is I've cut them 3 inches by 1.5 inches each. And then I adhered them just to a scrap that was sitting on the table, because otherwise obviously you can't adhere them along the edges. So you need something behind them. And I did ink along the edges before I put them together. Now actually, no, I'm not going to do that yet. I am going to go ahead now and stamp the dandelion. Now this is not a new set, but I think it's, very suitable for a yellow card. So I'm going to use this favorite Dandelion Wishes. If I can find where I put the stamp, there it is. And Versamark. First I'm going to go over it with my Emboss Buddy, especially because I've inked the edges. And then we're going to stamp. Move all my junk out of the way. Stamp our dandelion. And then the white embossing powder over top. Okay, we don't have any stray marks. Now I'm just going to heat that quickly. Now one more thing before I put it down, if I can find it. I'm just going to run this through the Tasteful Textiles embossing folder. I believe that's the correct name. It's something textiles. I'm pretty sure it's Tasteful Textiles. And that's just, again, going to give it just some texture. Okay, so that will, yeah, you can see that really well on the video. There we go. Okay, then before I put that on, I'm just going to do a portion of the ribbon. I'm just going to close the ink pad before I put something in it. So this is the Bumble Bee gingham ribbon. I think this is a really happy one, really nice, nice ribbon, and I think I'll be using this one a fair bit. This little gingham. Everyone likes gingham. So I've just put a piece across the front like so, and then we'll just put some dimensionals across the back. I hope some of you have had a chance to craft today. I realize it's Saturday. It's probably when people are doing errands and sports and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to put this on straight. Although I'm pretty open to all sorts of crazy things, I think that having the main image on crooked, I might not be able to live with that. So, and then, sorry, for the words, I have cut out of Early Espresso using our favorite stitched rectangles. So these were on the clearance, the last chance list, because they were putting them in the new format that wasn't Sizzix. It was the Stampin' Up format. They sold out, so there was like 2 weeks or so where they weren't available, but they are available now. So if you were, I know at least 2 people were waiting to order those, so you can go ahead and get those now. So I'm just going to put a little glue on my word, and I'm going to let it hang off the side. Sorry, I think I'm a little low there. And then actually while I do the ribbon, I might do these little photo corners. So these little photo corners are fun. These are with the World of Good suite. So that's the one that's got the globe and kind of the travel and the map sort of papers and the brass paper and stuff. And they've got these fun little elements. So I'm just going to use 2 of the photo corners on this. I think we'll be using these in scrapbooking for sure. So those can go on like so, and then I'll tie my bow while those just dry for a minute. And so much easier to tie the bow separately than the wraparound part. And I think it's also good to I just lost my train of thought because my daughter just arrived home. Let me think about that for a second. I was doing too many things at once. All right, then just trim those off. That might be a little big. No, I think it's actually a good size. And then I'm going to use just a little glue dot underneath that knot, because see how otherwise it's just kind of loose? I don't know. It's just a little extra to just secure that so it's down flat. And I see that this is popping up just a little bit. So if I can find them, can only find my black ones. Obviously just had them. I'm just going to put a little dimensional under there. But you don't need to do that, only if it's not laying down flat. Okay, then we're going to use our little enamel dots. On these ones I colored some pearls, but these ones I thought I'll use the enamel dots. You could use the Bumblebee ones, but I want to use the cinnamon cider because they're actually quite a nice color to just kind of tone in with the yellows. It actually looks really nice. Okay, and then on the inside, I've just stamped some of the dandelion seeds up the side in Pool Party, and then the Let's Celebrate You in Early Espresso. And then we'll put that in the middle like so. So there you are. I hope that gives you some ideas on how to use your yellows and maybe get a little excited about the Bumblebee. So next video I'll be showing the Misty Moonlight. So I'll check back in with you shortly for that.